Hello there, you beautiful people, and welcome back to our discussion of how to use the Nano command line text editor to get your work done. So in the last video, we were discussing some of the options that Nano has, and we discussed the write out option, the read file option, the where is option, and we got up to the replace option. So let's actually use the read file option to read in birthday.text again. So we're going to say birthday.text, and you can see that we've got happy birthday read into the file once again. And the reason I've done that is so that we can now use the replace command. And you can see here that the replace command, or the replace option here, is activated by pressing Control and a backslash. Now I find the backslash next to the letter Z on my keyboard, but it might be wherever that is on your computer, on your keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to press Control and backslash, and now it's asking me what I want to replace. So let's replace birthday. Okay, and we're going to replace it with code day. And when I press enter, it's going to now go through each instance of where it found the word birthday and ask you if you want to replace it. Now you can see down the bottom here, it's going to say, do you want to replace this instance? I could say yes, I could say no, or I could say all, or I could say Control and C for cancel. So let's just press A to make it replace all. And we see that every instance of birthday has been replaced with the word code day. So happy code day to you, you beautiful person. So that's replacing text. What about cutting text? Cutting text is the next one. So cutting is very easy. You can see here we've got this line that says happy code day. If I press Control and K to cut, that basically deletes the line. And if I want to paste that, so basically it's just like cutting and pasting just in your normal everyday computer use. So if I want to uncut it, I press Control and U, and I can do that as many times as I want. So this is a very, very happy code day. We can also justify the text using Control and J. So if I press Control and J, we'll see that the text has been set so that it takes up the full width of the screen. So I can press Control and U now to unjustify, but you can see if I press Control and J to justify the text, the paragraph that I'm in takes up the full width that it takes up the full width of the screen. And if I press Control and U, I can unjustify it. So that's something to bear in mind. If you look at Control J is justify, and before you justify, Control U is uncut text. But if I press Control and J, you see that Control and U has now switched to unjustify. Okay, and it tells you here you can now unjustify. Press Control and U, it goes back to the way that it was. So up next, we've got the to spell option, which is basically a spell checker. Now, by default, a spell checker isn't set up for Nano. So if I press Control T, it'll say spell checking failed, error invoking spell. Okay, what that means is that there's a spell checker not actually set up. But we can set one up. So let's just save our file by pressing Control and O to write it. Yes, that'll do. And then press Control X to exit and clear the screen with Control and L. See, a lot of keyboard shortcuts going on here. So to actually edit the text, the spell checker that is used for Nano, that's in the Nano configuration file, which is actually located in our Etsy folder in a file called Nano RC. So let's open that, really ironically, with Nano. Okay, so if we do that, here we are. We've now opened our Nano RC. So it's /etc/Nano RC. So if I show you that graphically, where we're going, we are in our base directory by going to other locations than computer. So this is the slash folder. Then you go etc, so /etc. Then somewhere in here there'll be a file called Nano RC. There it is. So if we click on Nano RC, that's basically what we've opened. Okay, but let's make sure that we open it in here. Okay, actually at the minute this file is in fact unwritable because we don't have the permissions to edit it. So to make that actually editable, we need to do sudo nano /etc/nano rc. Okay, so this sudo bit basically allows you to run this command as the administrator, but we'll come on to that a bit more later in the course. You enter your password that you normally use for logging in, and now you can edit the file. Okay, now there's a line in here that has the word a spell or a spell in it. So let's find that by using the where is command. It says to use the where is a spell, press enter, and it found it. Okay, so this line, it says here, use this spelling checker instead of the internal one. This option does not properly have a default value. Okay, so to get rid of that, actually to make that actually happen, we just need to get rid of this hash symbol and get rid of the leading space. So now there's no hash, just set speller a spell -x-c, just like that. Now if we write out and close, and now if we go back into Nano for our diary.txt, if we press Control and T to actually start the spell checker, we now have a spell checker working. So isn't that quite cool, right? We just use Nano to edit Nano. It's awesome. So here we are. It's going through our spell checker and it's telling me my name is wrong. Well, that's charming, isn't it? But there you go. That's how you can actually go about setting up your spell checker. And you can just enter things in here. So if I wanted to change my name to, let's say, Yoda, which of course I do because that's totally awesome, I just enter 5 and you see that my name is now Yoda. And it's a fact because it's on a video, okay? So if I can also close, you can enter any of these options. You can ignore, replace, add to dictionary, replace all or ignore all or whatever it might be. But let's just press X to exit. And there we are, we're back into normal stuff. So once you've edited that, all you've got to do, once you've edited that so that your spell checker works, you're good to go. And it is possible to also add different dictionaries and stuff like that as well. And you can find that information online as well. Okay, so there we are. That's how you do spell checking. And Control and C is apparently tells you your current position. So if I press Control and C, it'll tell us I'm on line 1 out of 19, 5% of the way through, column 1 out of 70, and character 0 out of 275. So if I move over here now, and I press Control and C, that'll change. I'm now on line 7, column 10, and stuff like that. So this is good, you know, if you are working on a file and you want to give it to someone and you say, oh, hey, can you change this file at this given position? Or you're giving people instructions on how to use a file and you say, on line 7 in column 11, change this text, okay? So, in fact, just to show you, let me actually save that, yes. If I go to edit our /etc/nano rc file, and I can search for where is that a spell. Now I can tell you, here we are, I'm on a spell, and if I press Control and C, I can see here that I'm on line 172. So if you want to set your spell checker, go to line 172, and that's the line that you need to edit. For example, that would be one way to do it, right? So I can close that, get back into diary.txt. Now we're getting through. The next option is Control and underscore, and that allows us to go to a line. Okay, so if I press Control and underscore, and if I press Control and underscore, oh, sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button here. Oh, there we go, because underscore is in a bit of a weird position on my computer. So I press Control and underscore, and it says enter the line number and column number. So let's go to line 10, column 2. And there we are. I'm in line 10, column 2. Now let's see if I can actually get this stuff to get a bit bigger. There we go. I've made the font a bit bigger. So Control and underscore, darn it. Because I have to press Control and Shift and underscore. There we go on mine. Anyway, so now you can enter a line number and column number. So let's say line 9, column 12. There we go. We are in line 9, column 12. And columns aren't separated by spaces. They're separated by letters. Okay, so here we are. Here's column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and that's where we might get to if we went to column 12 on whatever line. So if I said to you, let's edit our /etc/nano rc file, and I looked for using the where is command. I do Control W and I search for a spell. And I get to this line. I'm like, where is this line? Control and C, which is current position, it says line 172. Okay, so now on your computer, okay, when you open the file, you'd be like, Ziad says line 172. So if I press Control and underscore, enter line 172, press enter, and I've ended up at the correct line. So you can see how useful that might be if you're collaborating on something with someone. So let's get back into our diary.txt. We've then got undo and redo. So if I, for example, cut out all these things here, and then I was like, I don't want that to happen, let me undo. You can see I just undo and it undid all those deletings. I could also press Alt and E, and remember this could be escape or command depending on your keyboard layout, just the modify key, whatever that is for you. On my keyboard it's Alt, but if I press Alt and E, that should redo. Alt and U, undo, redo, oops. Alt and E, Alt and U. Yeah, I've broke it now, but you get the point. so that's how you can undo and redo stuff. And instead of cutting, because you see here if I cut, now I can uncut. Instead of cutting, you can actually just directly copy. So here you've just got to do Alt and the number 6. So if I press Alt and the number 6, now I can press Control and U, and I'll start pasting. So maybe if I do it here, Alt and 6, and then press Control and U, now I'm copying and pasting, just like that. Okay, so that saves you from actually cutting. And mark text, as far as I've seen, or I don't use that one very often, but as far as I can tell, all that does is allow you to highlight stuff. So yeah, it just kind of allows you to highlight stuff. So there we go. That's basically everything you need to know about using the Nano command. So there you are, you beautiful people. In the last couple of videos, you've become very familiar with using the Nano command line based text editor. Now, the benefit of using a command line based text editor such as Nano is that you can get all of your work done without leaving the command line, which basically maximizes your productivity. Command line editors have lower resource requirements than graphical equivalents, so you don't need as much hardware usage in order to actually run them. And also, if you were remote administering something like a server, the techniques you've learned here would still work, because Nano basically comes with every version of Linux, at least the most common ones anyway. So you've learned how to use Nano, and we looked at a lot of the keyboard shortcut options, and you saw how to use pretty much all of those. So you don't have to memorize them. Don't worry about that. Now you've got a bit of an idea about how they work. Honestly, Nano is just a text editor. You can just type text in there. You can write code in there, whatever you want to do. You can edit files in there, but just bear in mind that the tools are, the options in there are accessed using keyboard shortcuts. So if you see this little hat, then that means the control key, and if you see M-, that's either the Alt, Escape, or Command keys on your keyboard, depending upon your layout. Just try them out, see which one works on your keyboard layout. On mine it was Alt, it might be different on yours. And you also saw that you can edit how Nano works by editing its configuration file, which is located at /etc/nanorc. So a lot of this stuff is going to be probably for reference for you, so you've got it here in this video, in this course, to refer back to later on if you ever want to look anything up. But really, Nano is very simple to use. You just type Nano, then the command, then the file name that you want to edit, and you can just go and edit it like any other text file. So there you are. You now know how to edit files from the command line. It should be feeling quite a lot more like a computer wizard at this point. So with all this super awesome file creation, moving, copying and pasting and editing that you'll be doing, it's possible that you might want to find where certain important configuration files are located so that you can edit them, or where that file that you created has run off to, but you don't want to have to go through each folder manually to look for them. So in the next video, you're going to learn how to search for files anywhere on your system using the locate command. Now, the locate command is one of my favorites, and I can't wait to show you. So for all that good stuff, I'll see you in the next video.